Accessing library computer data.
Hello and welcome to part 2 of my review/overview of the Federation vs. Klingon starter set. Today I will be covering the Klingon cards. There are some really good cards that come in the pack here. Both of the named ships are quite good, and there's a really good weapon, especially against swarm ships, or really against any fleet. Both of the ships get a repaint, with a metallic paint job that WizKids has been adding. Both look really good. The Vorcha class especially looks a lot better than the original Vorcha that came in the first starter set. So let's get started. The first ship we have is Kempek's attack cruiser. It is a Vorcha class with 5 attack, 1 agility, 5 hull, and 3 shields, with a standard Klingon action bar of evade, target lock, cloak, and sensor echo, with 1 tech, 1 weapon, and 2 crew slots for 25 points. Action: target all cloaked friendly ships within range 1 to 2. Place a battle station token beside all target ships. This is a really good ability. You get to add battle station to your cloaked ships, which typically do not have battle station in their action bar. It's kind of unfortunate that it doesn't target your own ship. This is still a really good ship, and for 5 attack dice for 25 points, you really can't go wrong here. Next, we have the generic Vorcha class, which is 5 attack, 1 agility, 5 hull, and 2 shields. Your standard Klingon action bar of evade, target lock, cloak, and sensor echo. 1 tech, 1 weapon, and 1 crew slot for 22 points. This is a really good generic. It's 4 points cheaper than the previously generic Vorcha class, but with the Worf ruling, they plan to have all the older generics errated to the new point cost. So for 5 attack dice for 22 points, this is a really good generic card to have. And then we have the movement card for the Vorcha class. So it has your 1 and 2 straights are green, your 1 and 2 left and right turns are green, your 3 hard turns are red. And what's really nice about this is you have a 3 combat. While it is red, it is still a decently maneuverable ship, especially with the 2 hard turns. So yeah, not a bad movement dial. So the second named Klingon ship we have is the IKS Vorn. It is a Kavor class with 4 attack, 1 agility, 5 hull, and 3 shields. Your standard Klingon action bar of evade, target lock, cloak, and sensor echo. 1 tech, 1 weapon, and 2 crew slots for 24 points. So 1 attacking. If this ship is cloaked, if the defending ship is at range 1, this ship rolls plus 2 attack dice. If the defending ship is at range 2, this ship rolls plus 1 attack die. This is also 2 points cheaper than the previously named Kavor classes. Again, this is a really good ship. You get plus 3 attack dice at range 1, which can be deadly with 7 attack dice, and combine it with something like Kempek's attack cruiser, and you can get some really good quality, and along with the Worf card that comes in this pack. Even the range bonus at range 2 is nice to see. Move it up to 5 attack dice. So this is a really good named ship. So next we have the generic Kavor class. So it's 4 attack, 1 agility, 5 hull, and 2 shields. Standard Klingon action bar of evade, target lock, cloak, and sensor echo. 1 tech, 1 weapon, and 1 crew slot for 20 points. So this is 4 points cheaper than the previous generic Kavor classes, which is a great reduction in cost. This is also a really nice generic, as it has 1 crew slot of each, which I've noticed that WizKids is seemingly adding to all generics. Adds a bit more flexibility in them. I probably like the generic Vorcha a little bit more. This is still a really good generic Kavort. And then finally, for the ships, we have the Kavort class movement card. So it's the exact same as the Vorcha class, except for the 2 soft turns are not green. So this doesn't make it quite as flexible as the Vorcha class, but this is still a really good maneuver card for a ship. So the first captain we have is Kempek. He is a 5 skill captain with 1 elite talent slot and costs 4 points. Action: spend 1 shield token from the ship. Place 3 evade tokens beside the ship. He's an okay captain. I like him probably more as an admiral, but if you're okay spending, essentially destroying one of your shields for some really good defensive ability on a turn where you may not be able to shoot at your opponent, but they have a couple shots at you, this is a good way to mitigate damage, especially if you're cloaked. So now we have the admiral version of Kempek. He is a +1 admiral with an elite talent slot and costs 4 points. Fleet action: spend 1 shield token from the ship. Place 3 evade tokens beside the ship. I like him a bit more as an admiral, a bit more flexibility in which ship takes this super defensive action, but he's still not a great admiral. There's better Klingon admirals out there, and he is a bit expensive for what he does. So the next captain we have is Duros. He is a 6 skill captain with an elite talent slot and costs 5 points. Romulan and Klingon elite talent upgrades equipped to this captain cost 3 SP. Elite talent upgrades equipped to this captain start the game face down. Flip a face down elite talent upgrade equipped to this captain face up the first time it is used. It's kind of a neat ability. He's very thematic with being able to take Romulan elite talents. And it's kind of nice being able to hide what you're planning to do with your elite talent from your opponent. But he's, again, probably they seem to be really upping the cost of the captains. 5 points for a 6 skill captain is not great. And there's really not a lot of elite talents you're probably going to want to use anyway. So unless you're going for thematicism, probably captain you want to leave at home. So the next card we have is Lursa. She is a 4 skill captain with no elite talent slot and costs 3 points. It's kind of disappointing because the previous version of her and Beitor had an elite talent slot. At the beginning of the game round, you may flip this card. When attacking, if this ship is cloaked, this ship rolls +1 attack die. So a really neat new mechanic that Star Trek Attack Wing has introduced with Lursa and Beitor here is at the beginning of the game round, you may flip the card as the reverse of her is Beitor. So you can flip what captain you want based on the situation. So that's kind of neat. It's kind of disappointing though with a recent Worf ruling, you cannot use the old version of Lursa and Beitor in addition to the new version as long as you didn't flip it. The flip version, it counts as both Lursa and Beitor in terms of fleet building and uniqueness. So you don't get that +4. That's really handy with the crew versions of them. But anyway, still not a bad ability. Always nice to have an extra attack die. Throw it on the IKS-4 and you can get a lot of attack dice. And the final captain we have is Beitor. She is a 4 skill captain, again with no elite talent slot and costs 3 points. So at the beginning of the game round, you may flip this card. When defending, if this ship is cloaked, this ship rolls +2 defense dice. Always nice to get extra defense dice when you're cloaked. They can be a bit fickle in terms of getting some quality out of them, so adding more is never a bad thing. Again, kind of disappointing that you can't use the other versions to get that +4 captain skill, but still an alright captain as is. The first crew we have is Worf. He costs 5 points and must be assigned to a Klingon ship. When attacking, if the ship is cloaked, convert all blanks into hits. Combine it with something like Torpedo Fusilight and you can get some really good quality out of there. Some way to get battle stations and you can get perfect quality, like with Kimpek's Attack Cruiser or the Co-Pilot Resource. So I think he's a really good card, maybe 1 point too expensive, but I think he's still worth it. So the next crew we have is Kern, so Worf's brother. He costs 4 points. Action, discard this card. Equip a weapon upgrade with a cost of 5 SP or less that was discarded from this ship to this ship. I really don't think he's worth it. There aren't very many weapons that you're going to want to even use this on, and for an action discard for 4 points is just too expensive. So the next crew we have is Klingon Helmsman. He is non-unique and costs 3 points. Activation phase. Place 2 time tokens on this card. Perform a scan action as a free action. I do like him, probably a bit expensive, but it is a nice way to get to scan on ships that natively do not have it. But again, probably 1 point too expensive for what he does. Next up we have Toral. He costs 2 points. When defending, this ship may convert 1 battle station into an evade token. Not a bad way for Klingons to get some dice quality out of their evades when they're cloaked. So he's not a bad card for 2 points. Next up we have Klingon Beck. He costs 1 point. When attacking, discard this card. Convert 1 hit into a critical. I really like him out of faction, combine him with something like Mirror Jonathan Archer, which you convert 1 hit to a critical and then back to 2 hits. Or with Ferengi Missile Launcher, which then you can bypass the enemy shields with a critical. And also he's 1 point, so even if you need a card to discard, it's a viable option as well. The first elite talent for the Klingons is Today is a Good Day to Die, costs 5 points and is unique. Action, discard this card. All ships may convert all hits into criticals this game round. I think it's a really fun card. Probably won't see a lot of competitive play just because it also boosts your opponent, but something that can be really fun in a more casual setting. The second elite talent we have is Blood Oath. It costs 3 points, is unique, and must be assigned to a Klingon captain. Action, discard this card, target a captain equipped to an opposing ship within range 1 to 3, and target the captain equipped to this ship. The controllers of the target captains both roll 5 attack dice. Whoever rolls the most battle stations, re-rolling ties, adds +2 to their target captain's captain skill for the rest of the game. The other player must discard their captain. Not a very good card. Way too much randomness for a competitive game. Just not worth the risk. Plus, it shows Jadzia Dax when really you could show any Klingon and that'd be better art for the card. So the first weapon we get is Torpedo Fusilight. It must be fired from your primary weapon arc and is unique. The cost and attack value of this weapon upgrade are equal to the ship's primary weapon value. Attack. Remove this card from the game and target all opposing ships within range 2 to 3. Make a separate attack roll against each target ship. This is an excellent weapon upgrade for the Klingons. Throw 5 attack dice against potentially 3 or 4 ships. I had this used against me to quite good effect in Trap Travesty against my Romulan Storm Fleet. I think it blew up 3 of the 6 I had. So this is a really good card. Kind of unfortunate it removes it from the game, so you can't use something like Kern to revive it. But otherwise, it's a really good card. And the second weapon upgrade is Disruptor Cannon. It costs 2 points, must be fired from your rear firing arc, and has attack value of 5. Attack. Disable this card and target an opposing ship within range 1 to 2. If the defending ship had an auxiliary token beside it, the ship rolls +1 attack die. Not a bad weapon. Combine it with something like Virturon Pulse Trap from the new Ferengi faction pack, and you can get an auxiliary token on your ships to get that extra attack die. Not a bad card, but kind of situational. And the last card we have is Reinforced Bulkheads. It costs 3 points and is the only tech for the Klingons. When defending, when the ship receives a face-up damage card, turn that damage card face down unless it is a Warp Core breach. I really like this card on high hull ships like the Negvar or something like the Scimitar. Otherwise, probably not that effective on smaller hull ships. You're probably not going to receive that many face-up damage cards anyway, so not worth the 3 points to negate their effects, unless you're going to be able to receive a lot of them. So thank you for watching my review/overview of the Klingon cards that came in the new starter set for Star Trek Attack Wing. I really like the Klingon cards as a whole, probably better on average than the Federation cards. Both of the named ships, again, are really good. I like Crew Worf, Lursa, and B'Etor added an interesting new mechanic, which hopefully they will implement more of in the future. Torpedo Feastlight is a really good weapon upgrade. So overall, I really like the starter set. It is a great improvement overall for the game, and hopefully they will continue this momentum going forward with the new faction packs and card packs that they will be releasing this year. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and see you next time.